Welcome to the Steelers Show here on DK Pittsburgh Sports. I'm Dale Lolley, here with Dejan Kovacevic. This show brought to you by Henny Jewelers in Shadyside, Henny Jewelers on Walnut Street. Henny Jewelers, your jewelers for life. Dejan, the minicamp has wrapped up for the Steelers. Mm-hmm. They're off now until July 25th when they report to St. Vincent College in Latrobe. And so the thing now that you worry about with the Steelers, if you see any big Steeler news now, it's probably something bad.
Yeah, I was going to say that this is not a pleasant time of year for football writers because you have no access, no nothing. After, I would say that about a couple weeks from now, all NFL executives, coaches, assistant coaches.
Basically, once July kicks in, it's done.
Agents. Yeah. And that's something that the players are aware of, too, because they go do it themselves because after that, they get no R&R until, like, next January.
Yeah, and depending on how long you play, unless you're the Cleveland Browns. You know.
Yeah, you get off a little earlier.
Yeah, so.
Christmas time.
But I thought we'd take a look today at some of our takeaways.
Yeah, what do we take from this? That's something, when you're there, when you're in the moment, if you're us, you're absorbed in the minutia. But now, it's been over for a little bit. You step back from it and you wonder what really have we gleaned from it that it's going to be important going into the actual training camp.
Yeah, and I think the first thing that you look at when you start talking about that is the free safety position in particular.
No question. Yeah. Because it's about this camp's going to be about defense.
Yeah. They still haven't decided yet on a free safety who that guy's going to be. Now, I think they have some ideas, and they rotated guys through there continually. I talked to Sean Davis on the final day, and I said, "Are you the guy? Are you that guy that's going to be at free safety?" He says, "We don't know."
I don't know. Ask Coach Butts.
Yeah, he said they're going to. They told us that they're going to break things down. They're going to look at all the tape that we all put together out here from OTAs and minicamp, and then they're going to come back with a plan. And the players aren't going to know what that plan is probably until they arrive at St. Vincent College.
Well, if it's not Sean Davis, who is it?
Morgan Burnett. I mean, he's done it before. I think ideally they would like it not to be Morgan Burnett.
Why?
Because he's better. At this point in his career, he's better in the box. He's better down. He played a lot of linebacker last year.
He's a tackler.
Yeah,
that's what he did with Green Bay last year. He was right at the line of scrimmage.
One thing Keith Butler did say when he spoke to us on Wednesday was, "Hey, Sean Davis has range. We like Sean's range back there, but those positions, those two safety spots, when we've been good on defense, the two safeties back there have been tacklers. They've been guys that have gotten people on the ground."
Meaning not Mike Mitchell.
Right.
And I'm not piling on. No. I like Mike. I respect his effort and everything else here, but he wasn't finishing plays.
No, and part of it was the injuries. Part of it was the bad angles that he took maybe because of the injuries. But he wasn't able to do that. That was not his forte, and the game has changed. You can't tackle like you used to be able to. You can't be a big hitter at that position. You have to just be a guy that gets people on the field. That stops those, as Keith Butler said, an 8-yard run, if you don't get the guy on the ground, can turn into a 50-yard run,
right.
And that's not what you want to happen.
And we saw some of that, too. Some of the debate, including internally among the Steelers, about safety is as simple as we open this segment with, which is who will play free safety. But what if it gets more complicated, Dale? What are the chances that it becomes an issue where you're trying to work in a hybrid situation? What does it look like? Can Terrell Edmunds get involved in some capacity? I guess is my a roundabout way of asking.
I certainly think he can, and obviously
What's it look like?
He's a first-round draft pick. I think when you get into nickel and dime situations, if you're using one of those safeties as a linebacker, that's where you get Terrell Edmunds on the field. Whether he be the linebacker or whether he is now the stronger free safety back there with Morgan Burnett up in the box.
Where does he line up? Paint a picture for us. Where does Terrell Edmunds line up in that situation?
I think it's Burnett in the box, lined up in the box. I think it's then Davis and Edmunds are the deep guys with Davis shading with Edmunds shading.
I meant in relation to the inside linebackers.
He is off the line. He's behind the line. He's behind the linebackers, but he is close enough to the linebackers. He's on the tight end side, and he's picking up the tight end once he breaks the line of scrimmage.
Now, you know what I'm picturing when you say that, when you paint it like that, is I'm picturing, this is the guy who would have tackled Leonard Fournette.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Just being clear on that. This would have been the safety valve whenever everybody else missed Fournette.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what they want from their safeties. They want these guys to get people on the ground. They want good communication back there, and they want good tackling. You're going to give up – guys are going to break the line of scrimmage, but they can't turn into those long runs. The Steelers gave up 10 runs of 20 or more yards last year, and that kills your defense. I mean, it just does.
When we come back, we're going to take a look at another issue from minicamp, and that is the pace of the offense. You're listening to DK Sports Radio.
Miller Lite is the original light beer, and we'll always brew it to have more taste, with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis, 12 fluid ounces. Less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat.
If you're one of the thousands of Western Pennsylvanians who love to get outdoors, then you need to check out this cool new website, stepoutside.org. Learn where, when, and how you can go camping, hiking, or hunting. Or take part in power sports, shooting sports, or water sports in your local community or across the country at stepoutside.org, where everything you need to know is just a click away. That's stepoutside.org.
What I want from my public accounting firm is big ideas.
But I don't want to lose the personal attention.
My company needs global capabilities.
From a firm with local ownership.
And I want to work with industry experts.
Who take the time to understand my unique challenges. And that's what sets Schneider Downs apart. Expertise for the most complex business issues. With the service you need every day. To learn how our big thinking with a personal focus can help your company, visit schneiderdowns.com.
Injured in an accident? Need assistance in preserving your business's interests? Let the attorneys at Bassey, Vreeland & Associates protect your legal rights. For over 65 years, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates has been representing the citizens and businesses of southwestern Pennsylvania. With offices strategically located in Washington and Charleroi, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can deliver results for you throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit www.bmvlaw.com or call 724-228-7000 to see how Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can meet your legal needs. Bassey, Vreeland & Associates. We fight, we care, we win.
Welcome back to DK Pittsburgh Sports. I'm Dale Lolley here with Dejan Kovacevic. You're listening to The Steelers Show, which, of course, is brought to you by Henny Jewelers. Dejan, we were talking about some of our takeaways from Steelers minicamp and OTAs, and the other real big thing that I've noticed is the pace of the offense.
Pace of the offense.
The pace. You're seeing. You would see them.
I'm
run
rolling
a play.
my eyes here because we're talking about football and shorts. We're
We are
talking about pace here.
But there's things that you can work on with that, and one of the things that they're working on is you run the play. Everybody sprint back to the line of scrimmage.
They were
run
very
the next
active.
Play.
Very
run the
active.
next play. And
but I wondered how much of that was just drills.
Some of it is. It also helps your defense because now you're forcing your defense to communicate, but you're working on the speed. And they ran a lot of 2-minute stuff, and they ran a lot of hurry up and those kind of things, getting these guys ready for what they're going to see. I think that's going to be a big, big part of their offense this year.
So within that, one of the things that I wonder about, and it's been openly stated, well, close to openly stated by Randy Fichtner, by Ben Roethlisberger, that the playbook itself, the actual book, will not change in the sense that they're going to use the same terminology. They're not going to ask a wholly veteran offense, with a couple exceptions, to go learning how to speak a new language.
Right. That doesn't make any sense with a 36-year-old quarterback.
No, never mind the offensive line and everything else that's involved. However, if it gets compacted, as you've been writing about, if it gets set up in a way that Ben Roethlisberger makes quicker audibles right at the line with a more limited, like he doesn't have to pick from 588 plays to do it, then you can operate at pace, home and road.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. You have to, if you're going to do this, you can't just be a team that does it at home.
Right.
You have to be able to take that on the road, and that's the difficult part of it. It's not easy to run those kind of things on the road. It's a lot of hand signals. It's a lot of timing. It's a lot of, you silent counts with your offensive line. But as you mentioned, you have a veteran offensive line there. These guys should not make mistakes on those kind of things.
No.
You shouldn't see a lot of false starts. So you're going to see the offense, I think, run with more no-huddle, more pace. And, again, that's going to put pressure on the defense to keep up.
And in addition to, I think it takes some of the pressure off of Fichtner and Ben to be trying to out-clever everybody all the time, which is another thing that was a knock constantly
And we
against
know
Haley.
AB's always open.
I mean, between AB being open, if James Washington matures, and he'll have to do it in a hurry, nobody's presuming anything with him, as a legit option in the middle of the field. And you have Le'Veon coming out of the backfield. And you have what just might become Ben's number 2 target over the course of the season in Vance McDonald.
And Juju Smith-Schuster.
And I didn't even mention Juju.
There's a lot. There's a lot there to like. I mean, there really is, and I think this offense could really take off. It could be even better than it was. Randy Fichtner talking about how he wants to tighten things up in the red zone. That's been something that has been an issue long term for the Steelers. Going back several offensive coordinators makes you wonder how much of that is Ben Roethlisberger, because it's been an issue since they've had Ben Roethlisberger, which takes us to the quarterbacks. And we'll be getting into that in the final segment here. You're listening to The Steelers Show, sponsored by Henny Jewelers on DK Sports Radio.
It's been 50 years since the Summer of Love, but if you're not performing as well as you'd like, check out NEDforless.com. I'm Eric Cushy of Curtis Pharmacy. Don't pay premium prices for the little blue pill. So Denafil, the same active ingredient as in Viagra, costs 80% less. NEDforless.com. All we need is your physician's name. We do the rest. Free shipping, too. NDDforless.com. Curtis Pharmacy, Western PA's Better Way Pharmacy. CurtisPharmacy.com.
Fast greens, friendly staff, and some of the best wings in Pittsburgh can be found right in the heart of Moon. Moon Golf Club has unique challenges fit for any golfer. And once your round is over, you can be refreshed at the 19th Hole Bar and Grill, offering weekly food specials and daily beer specials. You can even make it a family outing on the weekends when kids play free after 4 p.m. And soon, you'll be able to book your event in their brand new pavilion and patio area. Visit moongolfclub.com to find out more and book your tee time now.
Point Park University can help you earn your degree. Choose from nearly 100 programs leading to bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. Our career-focused programs are taught by faculty who share their real-world experience and practice what they teach. Point Park's downtown Pittsburgh campus gives you the opportunity to work with leading companies and organizations. Choose from on-campus or completely online. You can learn at your pace in the style that works for you. Call 1-800-321-0129 or visit pointpark.edu to learn more.
DKPittsburghSports.com, our city's pioneering independent sports journalism site, now being replicated across the continent, is proud to offer one-of-a-kind coverage of our city's professional sports teams. Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, we go wherever they go. We follow their every move. We work to find the inside stories. We even manage to have a little fun on the job, including our live Q&A sessions with readers every day at 5. A subscription starts at just 99 cents for the first month. And if you like what you read, it's just $3.99 a month after that. We've built up 40,000 subscriptions in just 3 years. We've grown to 5 million page views a month. That's because we're Pittsburgh-born, Pittsburgh proud, and with the help of our readership community, we've been able to reach Pittsburghers near and far, wherever they are. DKPittsburghSports.com, coverage that connects.
Welcome back to segment 3 of DK Pittsburgh Sports Steelers Show. I'm Dale Lolley here with Dejan Kovacevic. And Dejan, we teased in the previous segment that we were going to talk about the quarterbacks.
Yeah, we will talk about the quarterbacks. This segment of the show is sponsored by our friends at Henny Jewelers. Walnut Street, Shadyside. Henny Jewelers are your jewelers for life.
Yes, they are. And, if the Steelers want to get some jewelry to wear this year,
nice,
it's going to take a full season of Ben Roethlisberger staying healthy. But everybody's going to want to know what's going on with that quarterback, what's going on behind Ben Roethlisberger when training camp opens.
You know what? This is where it's going to get into silly season more than ever, because if you go back over the last 6 or 7 training camps, the number one topic is Landry Jones.
Yes.
Because he's the quarterback that you're watching. He's the one that you actually lay your eyes on. Last year, Josh Dobbs, he had some rough starts to games, but he got smoother and stronger and more confident. You could see,
he
talked to us about it afterward. He felt good later. Oh, it was all about Josh Dobbs. Well, now
it's all about Mason Rudolph.
Now we're going to be entering into another world, because now when people watch that quarterback, they're not going to have in their heads that, well, this is who has to step in when Ben is hurt. They might have in their heads, and I think they will, that this could actually be.
This is the quarterback of the future.
Yeah, this could be the guy.
This is why he was drafted.
Is he? Can he be, Dale?
I believe he
can.
can.
To assess OTAs, which is silly, but
the Steelers were confident enough in Mason Rudolph. They liked Mason Rudolph enough. They were going to take him in the second round. Now,
you believe that?
I believe that they were.
Okay.
It came down to him or James Washington, and because they had traded Martavis Bryant, they had to take the receiver that was available because they weren't sure that they would get one later that they liked as much. They like Mason Rudolph a lot. I truly believe. Now, they didn't say they didn't put him on the same plane. They didn't say they considered him in the first round. They said they had him up there with those quarterbacks that were selected in the first round. There's a difference there. It's semantics, but there is a difference. Mm-hmm. But they like this kid. He throws a very catchable ball.
Tell everybody, because you told me this story off the air about the 2-minute drill that Rudolph ran on the final day of OTAs.
He hadn't
minicamp.
He hadn't run any of them at minicamp. It had all been Ben. It had all been the other three guys. Mm-hmm. And Josh Dobbs got a lot of work on that. They're going to give Josh Dobbs every opportunity because you want to see if he can beat out Landry.
Why not?
Yeah. Now, he goes out there, and it's his first time running the 2-minute offense. He's got the microphone or the speaker in the helmet for the first time in his life. He's never had this before.
Right.
College, they didn't do this. And he goes bing, 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 like 5 completions. There was one scramble in there. And let me tell you, he's quicker than you might think.
He moved.
He can move.
Actually, people I think have looked at Mason's rushing yardage total and assumed that he's not as mobile as some of the other
he can move
bigger quarterbacks who came out. Well, other offenses in college involve their quarterbacks running a lot more.
Right. He didn't have to run in college because guys were always wide open because of the offense that they ran. And he got them right down the field, called timeout with 54 seconds left on the clock, comes back out, hits the receiver on a little crossing pattern, goes in for a touchdown. Practice over. That's it.
Yep. Blow the horn.
Blow the horn. That's good enough
safely.
For us.
Yep.
First time he'd run the 2-minute drill. Now, I say that, and it was against some backup guys, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter when you're talking about pace, execution, smarts, decision making.
I have seen other quarterbacks go out there and do that, and they can't get out of their own way.
No, and I think that the part that has impressed, I think we agree on this, not to speak for you, that his maturity.
Very polished.
Yeah, and I mean, not just on the field, but off the field, the way he conducts himself. He's really cool, has that big chin up in the air. Even when he's just walking around, he doesn't look like the sheepish rookie. Now, he's also not being cocky and arrogant either. You're not going to get away with that in a Pittsburgh Steelers room.
He is a very grounded young man. He's a young man who was groomed to do this. His father played football at North Carolina. His brother plays at Clemson right now. He's a defensive end. This is a guy who was groomed to be a quarterback. He told me that his parents, mom and dad, put him on the whiteboard when he gets home. He's going to be, for the next 4 weeks, diagramming plays for his mom and dad as they try to help him learn this playbook.
The other impression that he's made on us, I know in talking to some of the wide receivers, Marcus Tucker in particular was really strong on this topic where he said his poise, his ability to get your trust and your confidence in the huddle is something that really jumped out, even as among some of the veteran receivers on the team. That's not an easy impression to make for a just out of college quarterback in an NFL setting.
All it takes is for you to get into the huddle and stumble over what the play call is once. You do it once, and then guys start looking around. You do it twice, and they're like, this kid doesn't know what he's doing. And that's not been a problem for him. Getting the snaps off and doing all the things that he needs to do has not been an issue for him. And that's the one thing. I remember talking to Bruce Arians about this when he was head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. We had him on a radio show from the Combine. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about, teaching young quarterbacks, the Dennis Dixons, the guys like that who come from the spread offense, the difficulty of commanding a huddle. He said we would have him practice in front of a mirror, enunciating, making sure that everything is said correctly.
Are you comfortable or not?
Yeah.
Would you listen to you, basically?
Right. And so this kid doesn't struggle at all with that.
No.
He's in total command. It's very impressive.
It's outstanding. He's Dale Lolley. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. That's been our overview, I guess you would call it, of things that we've taken away from the Steelers' OTAs and minicamp. They are back in Latrobe on July 25th.
Yeah.
Hard to believe. This has been the Steelers Show, sponsored by Henny Jewelers, your jewelers for life, Walnut Street, Shadyside, Henny Jewelers.